As Lola grew older, the pressure to marry Bayo intensified. Relatives would whisper in her ear, extolling the virtues of a union with Bayo and emphasizing the benefits it would bring to her and the family. They painted a picture of a life filled with material comforts and social status, overlooking a stormy reality that lay hidden behind Bayo's facade. Lola, however, felt a deep sense of unease about the prospect of marrying Bayo. Once upon a time, there lived a woman named Lola. She was known for her kindness, strength, and unwavering courage. Lola was not only courageous, but also remarkably beautiful. She had lovely shiny eyes and her skin glowed with a natural radiance that drew gazes from both young and old. As Lola grew into a young woman, her beauty became the talk of the village. Suitors from far and wide heard tales of her elegance and sought her hand in marriage. They would come bearing exotic gifts from distant lands and heartfelt poems expressing their admiration for her. Amongst her suitors was Bayo. To the outside world, Bayo appeared as a respected community member, a jovial man with a ready smile and a welcoming demeanor. He was known for his eloquence in speech, generosity towards others, and his ability to diffuse tension with ease. However, behind closed doors, he was a sneaky and manipulative individual who used cunning tactics to conceal his violent outbursts. He would wait for moments when no one was watching, when the shadows of the night concealed his actions, to unleash his pent-up anger and frustration. Bayo was a man of many faces, a master of deception who hid his violent tendencies behind a facade of charm and amiability. With his outward charm and societal standing, he was considered a desirable match for Lola by many in the village. He was seen as a successful and influential man, someone who could provide stability and security for Lola and her family. As Lola grew older, the pressure to marry Bayo intensified. Relatives would whisper in her ear, extolling the virtues of a union with Bayo and emphasizing the benefits it would bring to her and the family. They painted a picture of a life filled with material comforts and social status, overlooking a stormy reality that lay hidden behind Bayo's facade. Lola, however, felt a deep sense of unease about the prospect of marrying Bayo. On a couple of occasions, Bayo had shown his true colors to Lola. There was a time Bayo slapped Lola for coming late to one of their dates. Another time, he got angry because Lola had handed a cup of water to him with her left hand. He threw the cup of water away and called her all sorts of unprintable names. After his episodes of rage, Bayo would apologize profusely with Lola and buy her many gifts. As the pressure mounted, Lola found herself making compromises that went against her instincts. She tried to convince herself that perhaps Bayo's good quality would outweigh his flaws, that she could learn to tolerate his temper and find happiness within the confines of their expected roles as husband and wife. On the day of their wedding, Lola wore a beautiful gown woven with the finest fabrics, a smile masking the uncertainty and apprehension that gnawed at her heart. The festivities were grand, filled with music, dancing, and the jubilant cheers of the villagers. Yet, amidst the celebration, Lola couldn't shake off the feeling of unease that clouded her thoughts. In the early days of their marriage, Lola tried to make the best of the situation. She endeavored to be a dutiful wife, hoping that love and understanding would blossom over time. However, as days turned to weeks and weeks into months, the cracks in their relationship became apparent. Bayo's violent tendencies resurfaced, his temper flaring at slightest provocation. Lola found herself walking on eggshells, trying to avoid confrontation and pacify his outbursts. The once promised stability and happiness of a marriage turned into a cycle of fear and disappointment. Despite Bayo's cunning ways, Bayo's actions could not remain hidden forever. The bruises on his wife's body, the fear in her eyes, and the whispers of their neighbors spoke volume about the truth that lay behind the mask of deception. At first, Bayo's outbursts were sporadic and mild, but as time passed by, they escalated into brutal episodes of domestic violence. Lola endured the abuse silently, hoping that her love and patience would eventually change her husband. One evening, after a particularly violent altercation, Lola sought solace near the village's sacred baobab tree. As she sat beneath its ancient branches, tears streaming down her eyes, she heard a soft, melodious sound that seemed to emanate from within the tree itself. Curious, she followed the sound until she came upon a hidden clearing where an old drum lay covered in vines and dust. Without hesitation, Lola picked up the drum and began to play. To her amazement, the drum's rhythm matched the beating of her heart. And with each beat, she felt a surge of strength and determination. From that day on, Lola would visit the sacred baobab tree every evening to play the drum. The villagers noticed the change in her piano. She stood taller. Her eyes sparkled with newfound confidence, and her once hidden bruises seemed to fade away. One fateful night, as Lola played the drum with all her heart, a powerful spirit emerged from the depths of the tree. It was Mbube, the ancient spirit of strength and justice, who had been awakened by Lola's courage and resilience. Mbube spoke in a voice that resonated with power and wisdom. Lola, brave woman, I have witnessed your suffering and your unwavering spirit. I offer you my blessing and protection. I will teach you the way of the warrior and the art of self-defense. With this, you can conquer even the fiercest storm. Under Mbube's guidance, Lola learned how to move with agility, strike with precision, and harness the strength within her. She practiced tirelessly, fueled by a determination to protect herself from Bayo's wrath. One fateful night, Bayo returned home in a drunken rage, his fist clenched and his words laced with venom. He lashed out at Lola. Lola remembered Mbube's teachings. With swift reflexes and newfound courage, she stood up to her husband, blocking his blows and retaliating with calculated strikes of her own. Taken aback by Lola's sudden resilience, Bayo paused in shock. He saw fire in her eyes, a fire fueled by years of pain and now ignited by courage instilled in her by Mbube. That night, Bayo received the beating of his life. It wasn't long before he begged Lola for mercy. Please, my wife, have mercy. I will never lay a finger on you. I promise to treat you better from now on. Lola, red with rage, looked Bayo in the eyes and said, Bayo, you coward. If you ever lay a finger on me or anyone, I will deal with you so bad, you will regret the day you were born. This was the last time Bayo ever laid a finger on Lola. Lola's bravery not only stopped Bayo's violence, but also sparked a profound change in him. He realized the pain he had caused and the fear he had instilled in his family. Overwhelmed with remorse, Bayo sought help to address his anger and heal the wounds he had inflicted. As days turned into weeks and weeks turned into months, Bayo's transformation became evident. He no longer raised his hand in anger. Whenever he remembered the beating he received from his wife Lola, he was quick to accept that there were other ways that one could express their anger. The village celebrated and marveled at Bayo's transformation and Lola's courage. Lola became a symbol of strength and resilience, inspiring other young girls to stand up against injustice and violence and reclaim their power. She became the village's self-defense tutor, teaching all girls how to defend themselves from predators and bullies. She passed on the knowledge and wisdom Mbube taught her. My listeners, if you ever find yourself in Lola's situation, get help quickly. Follow your heart and do what you believe is the right thing. Maybe if Lola had followed her heart not to marry Bayo, she wouldn't have found herself in the situation that she did. Also, parents, teach your daughters to stand up for themselves and teach your son to be responsible men. I would like to read from you. Please share what you have learned from today's story. Until we meet again, be kind, be wise, and stay blessed.